What's up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Shelves. I'm Jamie, and today we're actually looking at another NECA Predator. It is the Scarface Predator from the video game Concrete Jungle. I loved this game growing up, and as a Predator fan and a video game fan, it's nice to see NECA step outside the box and make a figure they're not used to. A video game figure. Now, NECA has made video game figures in the past, but they're video game inspired figures, not a direct character from the game like this. Comes in a nice box window. Boxes like the Ultimates we're all used to from NECA. This comes with his spear gun, his maul, two interchangeable heads, his plasma caster, and a swappable hand. Now there is a good bit of reuses, it looks like in this. AVP body with some AVP reuses. It looks like the Celtic mask, and the other head is the unmasked Scar head. But a bunch of new paint, some new sculpts on some areas, including the skulls and knee pads, stuff like that. But things we're kind of used to seeing from NECA. But it looks like another solid figure from them. They continue to impress me. They keep putting out better and better stuff every series and every deluxe and special edition they make. So I'm actually excited for them. So let's get them open and check them out. NECA's Scarface Predator from the video game Concrete Jungle. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with Concrete Jungle, Scarface is a predator who came to New York City in, I think, the 1930s for a hunt to kill a mob boss. It was a failed hunt, and he left some of his equipment behind. And when he got back to his clan had shunned him from the tribe, disowned him, dishonored him. And years later, he comes back to New York to redeem himself and royally whoops some ass. Now, this is a cool take on Scarface. He looks pretty much identical to how he does in the video game, from the paint to some of his weapons we see. We'll get into the sculpt first. Now, the sculpt is it's a good bit of reuses from the AVP line from series 14 and 15, especially from the biomask. The biomask is literally a take of the Celtic Predator. It looks reminiscent of Guardian and Gort Predator from the earlier series as well. With the exception of these vents being covered up, it's a direct reuse. As well as his shoulder mounts and his shoulder pads, with the exception of the spike and the skull, and his backpack as well. But we do get new chainmail, or like a soft, pliable rubber, doesn't hinder any movement. We get a nice new skull for his belt with some spikes there. That's brand new. More pliable rubber down here. We get added spikes on his thigh pads, and a new sculpt for the most part for his leg gauntlets, as well as foot coverings, full foot coverings, extra padding on there. We get the wrist computer, which does open up, what we're used to now. I think NECA's going to go with putting that on most figures from now on. And a new gauntlet over here. That's brand new, that your blades can plug right into, which we will get into that. Now for weapons, we get his maul, which is probably my favorite weapon to use in the game, as well as this badass new spear gun. Both brand new sculpts and weapons we haven't seen from NECA yet. The spear gun looks great. You must get the tribal lettering or code in the spear gun itself. Great shape to it. Right amount of scale to it. But yeah, like I said, if you guys are familiar with the AVP line, you're going to feel right at home with this. You know exactly what you're getting. They're very, very well made, very solid figures, sturdy, and stuff like that. Then we get also instead of a removable biomask, we get a removable head. Now this is also an exact resculpt of the Scar Predator from the unmasked Scar Predator from Series 14. With the exception of the eye being removed, hence the name Scarface, and some paint or spatter on his face. This is an exact reuse. But that's not a bad thing, because this is probably one of the best face sculpts that NECA has made for a Predator. Not to say it's my favorite or the most badass looking. This is just generally one of the best jobs they've done. Just real clean, great look to it, just a solid Predator look. Now let's pop off the helmet. The backpack is a little loose. It's the same exact one we saw from Scar Predator from the AVP. Similar to the Series 14-15, besides the gun, there's different sizes depending on which Predator you had. The head pops off like so. I had a little trouble getting it on earlier. Let's see if it's loosened up a little bit. It is a little stiff for me. There we go. Pops right on. Like I said, the maul, beautiful sheen to it. Nice metallic with a black wash. And then we also get an open hand for the Predator, so you don't have to have him just carrying his gun. We can have him open-handed with his blades too. Now the blades aren't as long as we saw in the other series also, but they're a nice addition. I'm probably going to keep the blades off because I want him holding his spear gun, and they tend to kind of just look a little sloppy with them out and while holding the weapon. But here you go. It's nicer than we've gotten from previous series. Now for paint is definitely on the upside with this figure. It's almost exactly what we've seen from Series 14-15, but they've brightened up the metallic and the armor look to it and give it a much deeper black wash. Really accentuates a lot more details. The chainmail has a blue-esque look to it. His body is the standard AVP look, a pale yellow, greenish. I think they've added some more brown hueing up in the head itself. The dreads are what we've all come to know by. We get a nice faded black or red in his cloth itself. The skulls are what we've come to know as well. A nice bone color with a little bit of a black or gray wash to them as well. We also get, I forgot to mention, a shoulder and neck cover up here, which is pretty cool, almost like a knight. But yeah, if you guys are familiar with the AVP line, you're going to feel right at home with this. Know exactly what you're walking into with this figure. Here's some more coloring up here. For that, we get a nice red mark, blood, for this insinuate the Scarface. We get the spikes on there, which is added for the Celtic mask. But besides this all being reuses, it's still a great figure. Really solid job by NECA again. Like, they continue to impress me. Every series they look better and better. Even though this technically isn't part of a series, I like that they do these deluxe or specialty figures now and then. Have those out there, which are great to have. So, like you said, if you guys missed some of Series 14 originally, especially with the unmasked Scar, this is a great figure to pick up. Now you have the head sculpt for it. So all in all, great color, very sturdy figure. Awesome to have the new weapons. I still really enjoy him. He's got great paint. I love the new wash they added to him. There's no real hindrance in any movement. He's got the double pegged knee, the ball joints at the ankle, rotates at the hip, rotates at the torso, because like I said, this is the new body styles they've been using. Opens up his wrist computer, ball joint at the wrist, twists at the arm, double pegs at the elbow, a nice ball joint at the shoulder, and a ball peg at the head. All in all, guys, Scarface still gets a solid B+. Even though there's been reuses, NECA, we've seen reuses from NECA 100 times, but this is a big, sturdy figure. It's in scale with the AVP line. Fantastic new wash on him. Great new weapons, interchangeable heads, and we get some cool looking new armor additions to him as well. So, I would definitely still recommend getting him. I am a little biased when it comes to the Predator line. I'm going to get them no matter what. But if you're not a Giant fan, I'd still recommend them, especially if you missed out on Series 14. So all in all, guys, these have hit NECA stores on eBay and Amazon right now. And you can get them in Toys R Us's, FYE, other websites in probably roughly a month. So, if you like what you guys saw, hit that like button, subscribe, comment. I'll try and talk to you guys. I want to talk to you guys. And remember, keep on collecting.